Welcome back to more studying. I think I clicked the record button too early because I saw SpongeBob and, and I can't really focus right now because I kind of want this and I don't want to spend money. This one hurts because I know I want it, but I also know that there's no fucking chance I'm spending money on this game. Free. Yeah, fuck it, I'll take some. Oh, whatever. The best things in life are free, baby. Think I'm fucking complaining? Come on. Go. Better than nothing. Today we're studying, I believe, Chapter 3. Oh, this Vader shit is cool, man. Is there any free stuff for that? Chapter 3, section whatever is in the end. We're about to get into some Fall Guys because it's a classy game. It doesn't require me to get it, getting all stressed out and pissed off and what do they call it? What do the kids call it? Sweaty, whatnot. This is very. Nah, that shit is boring. Anything worth? The hell is that? Did I already have that? Orbiter, what is this? Nothing is really calling my attention. Let's choose a different outfit today. Let's get some more feng shui in here. I don't hate that color. I don't hate that color one bit. That's pretty cool, actually. Let's get a nice top. There we go. Pretty Minecrafty. Yeah, it works. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do some knockout. All right, so let's check it out. What we got? A few text messages to reply to. For the most part, we should be good. We're looking at chapter numero 3. Chapter 3. Section 4, Trading Basics. That should be page 177, so that's where we're going to go. Page 177, shall we? 177, Trading Basics. Definitions of the trading market. Negotiable securities made in trade in specific quote-unquote markets. The overall marketplace for securities is divided into something we will decide after I qual for this. I'm not too worried about the securities market section just because I work in the securities market, know a little bit about it. That does not mean I'm comfortable not studying for it, but I should be able to finish the sentences before they're written on the book, so to speak, Sucks to suck, Blue. Alright, I kind of need this right now. Sucks to suck, kid. Take a gamble and say I make it before this guy does. Oh, shh. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Quick qual. Just a quick qual. This kid is annoying. Alright, watch it, watch it, watch it. Here we go, here we go. Alright, you got that first. Congrats. You still stink. Get a good look at me. Get a good look at me. Look at that man right there. Okay. Here we go. Trading markets. Separated or divided into the primary market. Think of new issues being sold to the public for the first time. And the secondary market. Trading of issued securities. secondary market subdivisions. A secondary market is divided into four submarkets. These are called the first market, second market, third market, and fourth market. The names of the markets follow the chronology of each market's founding. A description of each of these markets follows. First market, trading on exchange floors. The first market is trading of exchange-listed securities on the floor of the stock exchange. This was the first market, as the New York Stock Exchange, the NYSE. It's very nice as well, no pun intended, is a bit over 200 years old. The largest stock exchange by far is the New York Stock Exchange. These exchanges have specific listing standards for companies that wish their stocks to be traded, both requiring that companies have a national investor base to be listed. As of this writing, on average, 2 billion shares change hands on the New York Stock Exchange each day, spread amongst approximately 2,500 listed companies. This is a very active trading market. I think it's the most liquid in the world, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I don't think I am. Oh, y'all are just copying me now? Y'all are just gonna copy your boy? I like the strawberry. Very red. Speaks to me. New York Stock Exchange being a very liquid market. The NASDAQ was the first all-electronic exchange. In 2006, the SEC recognized NASDAQ as the first all-electronic networked stock exchange without a physical trading floor. About 3,000 companies are listed on the NASDAQ, and its trading volume matches the New York Stock Exchange at about 2 billion shares a day. The NASDAQ's listing standards are less stringent than the New York Stock Exchange, and most startup companies begin trading there. As a company grows and matures, it may move its listing to the New York Stock Exchange, but companies also may stay in the NASDAQ market. Makes sense. What is this map? Whoa, I don't think I've ever played this. Wait. Whoa, 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 hold on. Hold the phone, what the what? Okay. 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 So just don't get touched by purple and don't touch purple. Don't get handled by one of these idiots. Oh, dude, get away from me. Didn't mean to touch you, dude. My bad. My bad. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, that's what's happening. Got it. Got it. Thanks for the heads up. Okay. Cool. Nice. We're good. NASDAQ, 3,000 companies, 2 billion shares, very liquid. Less stringent standards to get on the market. Continuing. ECN, Electronic Communications Network. Instinet was the first of what are now called electronic communications networks, ECNs, that matched customer buy and sell orders 24 hours a day on an agency basis. Other major ECNs are New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, INET, and Island ECNs. What's this? I'll be the last one standing. I don't think I know what this map is. What the Whoa. Whoa. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, good first round. I'm not watching these idiots. I've got stuff to read. ECNs, from my understanding, so this is just matching buy and sell orders 24 hours a day. These dudes are basically non-stop. making sure that the markets are as efficient as they can possibly be. And island ECNs, will continue off of the paragraph, and island ECNs have been capturing an even larger share of the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ trading and are becoming a major competitive force in the marketplace. I mean, yeah, it's electronic, 24/7. I don't think anybody cares about doing it because it's tradition, right? They want to go with what's best and most convenient for them. Options trading. The largest options exchange by far is the Chicago Board Options Exchange. Options are also traded on the Philadelphia Stock Exchange. Oh, they have one? I didn't even know that. I'm going to make a note there. Philly? I didn't know Philadelphia had one. That's interesting. Must have not a lot of popularity because I never heard of it. I've been all over this business thus far. All right, let's get a quick qual. I'll probably do this with my eyes closed. It's that easy. This donkey touches me one time, he's dead. Alright, well. Get out, dude, that guy. I'm gonna find him. Let's see if I can do this one. I can do it. No, I can do it. I'm not gonna short. Oh gosh, yeah, easy. What? I'm not gonna shortchange myself. Come on. I'm not even gonna. Alright, so was that the qual I wanted? No, but it's the qual to get. Be thankful for your quals in life, alright? Yeah, so Philly has a stock exchange. Didn't know that, and that's for options trading. Chicago as well. Continuing, second market. With NASDAQ now considered to be a stock exchange, even though it has no physical trading floor, the second market is where over-the-counter trading of stocks are not listed on New York Stock Exchange, Amex, or NASDAQ, or a regional exchange occurs. Okay. Over-the-counter trading of unlisted stocks. The second market develops in the early 1900s with the invention of the telephone. Instead of needing an exchange floor to meet and trade, trading could now take place over the phone. The over-the-counter market for equity securities has moved onto the web and is now run by OTC Markets Group, previously known as the Pink Sheets. Got it. So this is where a lot of manipulation, a lot of shady stuff can go on, and not that it does, but not that it doesn't, OTC Markets Group. The OTC Markets Group displays quotes for companies not listed on exchanges. It does not execute trades and is not a self-regulatory organization. Funny. Trades are negotiated dealer to dealer, either over the web or by telephone. OTC Markets Group has 3 separate markets based on the level of financial disclosure provided by the issuers. These three categories in descending order of quality are OTCQX, SEC reporting, OTCQB, SEC reporting, Pinks, may or may not be SEC reporting. Okay, so this is pretty risky. This is stuff that you probably are better off not touching, if I had to guess. Yeah, just better off not touching. No options trading over the counter. Generally speaking, options don't trade over the counter. The OCC only guarantees standardized options contracts that are created on exchanges. The only OTC options are custom derivative contracts that are not included on this exam. And those are the contracts that I work with. So, yeah, It's not OTC. I mean, it is OTC technically, but you know, there's heavy rules around that stuff. Let's get a good qual. How did somebody already die? Are we getting shot by somebody? No, it's just one of the regular ones. Someone's gonna try to push me off. I can feel it. Oh, that's cute. You think you're funny? You think you're funny? Doofus, you think you're funny? Nice. Okay. Let's continue. We were on the OTC derivatives. Most corporate debt, all government debt, and all municipal debt is traded over the counter. Almost all corporate bonds and all corporate commercial paper transactions take place over the counter. U.S. government bonds and U.S. municipal bonds also trade over the counter, but these are not regulated by FINRA. These are quote-unquote exempt securities from federal regulation and hence FINRA oversight. Okay, so that makes sense. Governments, municipals are exempt from FINRA because, I mean, they're federal. But corporate paper, yeah, they get regulated by FINRA. That makes sense. I'm picking up what they're putting down. I don't think I've ever won one of these, and I feel like there's a little, you know, payback that I got to get right now. So FINRA regulates corporates because those are companies and they're commercial paper, 90 days or less. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And they don't touch the government stuff because, I mean, that's government stuff. I'm assuming the only people who would be able to touch that are the SEC, you know, and other regulatory agencies like them. Okay. Just gonna try to get that, but whatever. Just gonna make sure I don't get pummeled by one of these. Ooh. So, oh, you think you're FINRA-like? You think you have regulate? Wait. I don't want to watch this. Let's continue. Just get me to the next round, dude. Stop jumping. You lost. The government securities market is loosely regulated by the Federal Reserve, not SEC, got it, through its relationship with the primary U.S. government dealers. So the Federal Reserve regulates the government, and yet we have to pay taxes to the government. Who, oh my gosh, all right, they're telling you what they're doing. Got it, all right. Primary market is over the counter. Finally, remember that the entire new issue equity market, the primary market, is an over-the-counter market. Now, new equity issues are initially sold to the first investors over the counter. Then the securities are either listed on an exchange or trade over the counter. Okay, so these are like primary market IPOs, even pre-IPOs, I would assume. Third market. The third market is trading of exchange-listed securities, which takes place, quote-unquote, off the trading floor through over-the-counter market makers. Okay. Kind of see what they're saying. Let's take a risk here. I mean, let's find out. All right, let's fuck around and find it again. Eeny, meeny, miny. It's this one. I was basically right. Let's take a risk, huh? Let's, I'm not even gonna... Let me show them how it's done. Let me show them how it's done. Let me show them how it's done. Let me just... It's this one right here? No, it's not. It's this one right here. Alright, never mind. It was that one. No. It was this one right here. I knew that. I knew that. I was trying to tell people. Let me show them how it's done. Let me show them how it's done. It's this one. Alright? Alright, this is a race to the death. Got it. 1 second. Emma.
Sala, agarrar a tu hermano porque voy a pagar el bill de la luz.
All right.
Le pedí por favor que me ayude, si no me ayuda.
Yep.
No, ya.
All right, we're back. Let's see. Wipeout Waves. I wonder if this is like the real Wipeout game. All right, let's do this thing.
Aquí está Randy fuera.
That way. I got a phone call. Keep watching. I'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, we're back. Trying to find out if yeah, the volume's still on. We're good. Let's get out of here. Roller derby. It's one I just lost on. So, what was I studying up on? I lost my train of thought. Let's get back on that train. Third market. So we saw that. Let's get out of here. The third market is trading of exchange-listed securities, which takes place off the trading floor through over-the-counter market makers. A third market. Got it. Makes sense. Over-the-counter trading of exchange-listed securities. The third market developed in the 1960s, but really did not come into prominence until the 1980s. At the time, the New York Stock Exchange had a rule that if a member firm had an order to buy or sell an exchange-listed stock, during the hours the exchange was open, the trade had to be performed on the exchange floor. Because of this rule, virtually all trades were funneled to the exchange floor, and there were no competing marketplaces to perform trades in the New York Stock Exchange listed issues. They had a monopoly, especially back in the day when technology was available, but it wasn't, the juggernaut that it is today. This New York Stock Exchange rule was deemed to be anti-competitive, you think, and was modified in 1979 under SEC pressure and finally was dropped at the end of 1999. Thus, the New York Stock Exchange listed issues can now be traded anywhere. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it seems like they had a real monopoly, man. I can't blame them. I mean, you got to be on the floor to make the trades. So they were... I'm imagining the commissions that they were getting were just astronomical, man. Let's Let's get a quick qual here. Get out of my way, dude. Oh, no, no, no. There we go. All right, let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I can make this one. Just me and Darth Maul. Whoa! This feels good to be good. Gonna reply to a text real quick. All right, we were on those third markets, market makers. Starting in the 1980s, as new companies were listed in the New York Stock Exchange, these could be traded anywhere, not only on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. It was at this point that the so-called third market, that is, FINRA member firms that are making markets in New York Stock Exchange listed issues, started to become active. These quote-unquote third market makers would trade New York Stock Exchange listed issues at narrower bid-ask spreads, because they could, than the market makers on the New York Stock Exchange floor, attracting orders away from the exchange floor. So yeah, they took business away because they kind of could. You didn't have to be on the floor. There was less, they were filling orders, right? It wasn't so much like filling blocks of orders. The blocks were really prominent for the exchange floor, I would assume, because they were human driven, where this is technology driven, and you can, find prices virtually anywhere so long as you're in the ballpark. Fourth market, direct trading between institutions over the counter, Instinet. The fourth market is direct trading of securities between institutions, without the use of a broker. This market also developed in the 1960s because at that time the New York Stock Exchange had fixed commission rates. These were abolished under federal law in 1975. Under the fixed commission rates, institutions did not get discounts for large trades. So the electronic bulletin board for banks, insurance companies, etc. to list offerings of securities to sell or bids for securities they wish to buy. The subscribers simply called the listing firm directly to trade, bypassing the brokers and large commissions. And thus, commissions were dead forever. And the business today is what it is. Okay. Oh, shoot, I'm dead. I'm dead on this one. Man. Yeah. Jump too quick. Jump too quick. Next. Yeah, we get it. You know what? I'm changing the skin. It might just be the skin. From my understanding, business perspective-wise, when those market makers took over, the exchange floor business was kind of dead. I mean, it has not recovered. And I went to the stock exchange this past summer, and there's people there, of course. It's not like it's empty or anything, but you're definitely not seeing what you see in the movies where everybody's there asking for prices, asking, what do you want to sell at? What do you want to buy at? It's not that. It's all basically just computers on the exchange floor. I think they want to justify having that building so they keep, people working there. The building's beautiful. It really is. But, I can't imagine any other use as to why they're doing that, because that job can be done from home. It really can. So, it is what it is. But yeah, that tanked the business as they knew it back then. Let's continue. In 1975, when fixed commissions were abolished, brokers started giving large discounts on institutional trades. The main reason for Instanet's existence was eliminated, and it never developed into a large marketplace for this reason. Instanet was purchased in 1989 by Reuters. Reuters used the system as the basis for a global economic trading system that it was developing. Instanet was repositioned by Reuters as an institutional intermediary, brokering institutional trades at much lower costs. This proved to be a very successful strategy, and Instanet volumes grew wildly to the point where it was executing more trades in NASDAQ securities than NASDAQ itself, though it was not as successful at eroding the New York Stock Exchange and their market share trading New York Stock Exchange issues. Brokers and dealers. In order to function, markets must be liquid. Orders to buy and sell must be filled at all times. It is the function of the dealers to make markets and securities. Dealers are expected to maintain an inventory of each security in which they make a market, to buy if a customer wishes to sell, and to sell if a customer wishes to buy. Okay, so they provide liquidity. They provide the other side of the trade. Dealer quotes and bid-ask spreads. Dealer quotes are in terms of bid and ask. The ask price is the price at which the dealer will sell the security. The bid price is the price at which the dealer will buy the security. To make a profit, the ask price is always higher than the bid. The difference is the spread. The dealer's gross profit margin, for example, and they'll show an example after I qual here. I'm not even going to touch the ground one time. I'm not going to touch the ground. The ground, I'm allergic to the ground. I really am. When you're so successful, the ground is so... It's for peasants, I don't do ground. Ground is so, Ground is so, pre-evolution. It's so pre-evolution. You idiot. Okay. Let's see if I can just get this thing real quick. Alright, that doesn't work. I've never gone through the middle of these things, but I stand corrected. I have gone through the middle of these things. Wait. What the hell is going on? I'm just trolling. Let's continue. So it shows here the dealer's gross profit margin, right? For example, a dealer quotes ABC stock at a bid of $13 and an ask of $13.50, a 50-cent profit, right? So In my understanding, the ask is the price at which the dealer is going to sell the security, which they're willing to sell. And if you're willing to sell at a higher price, that's because you want to make a profit, naturally. If the dealer is offering ABC stock at $13.50 to any buyer, the dealer is willing to buy ABC stock at $13 from any seller. The spread is half a point or 50 cents. For each quote-unquote round turn, a buy and a sell, the dealer earns 50 cents. Active markets characterized by narrower spreads. The more active the trading market, the narrower the spreads become. This makes the market more quote-unquote efficient and is better for customers, since the spread gives the customer a built-in loss. The customer, in this example, buys at $13.50, but can only sell at $13. That is recovered only if the market price moves up, which it is incentivized to do so. It's very interesting. I mean, yeah, think about it. It's a business, right? They're not in it to lose money. But they're market makers. They have to make a market. They have to be there to offer you a buy or a sell. And chances are they're going to offer it to you at a price they're willing to buy and sell, because they're kind of the last line of defense. If the markets are going to be efficient, they're going to be efficient because of the broker dealers, not because of, Joe Schmo and his $2,000 paycheck. I mean, it's nice, but it's not what's going to keep markets liquid. Nice. Let's take a swig. Come on, bud. Designated market makers, DMM, are dealers on the New York Stock Exchange. On Stock Exchange First Market, the dealers are called designated market makers, DMM. Hey, pal, what's going on? You want to wear your sandals? All right. On the New York Stock Exchange, there are about 5 DMMs, firms handling the approximate 2,500 New York Stock Exchange listed issues. So each DMM firm handles about 500 different stocks. The DMM is the sole market maker in that stock. I'm assuming these are the big banks, right? Think of JP Morgan, think of Wells Fargo, Citibank, Bank of America. What did I just name? 1, 2... JP, Wells, Citi, B of A. Who else is there? Goldman? Is Goldman a big... I don't know. I mean, Goldman, obviously they make markets. I'm not debating that. But, are they one of the big 5? I'm trying to think. JP, Wells, Citi. I'll get the F out of my way, dude. Oh, there's only 8? Oh, am I gonna make it? No, I'm gonna make it. I got it. You idiot. Never mind, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, so we're looking at, yes, Bank of America, definitely. JP, definitely. Citibank, definitely. All right, Goldman's up there. That wouldn't... makes sense. Wells Fargo is definitely up there. Don't tell me they're not. Yeah, they're up here. Okay. JP, Bank of America, Citibank, Wells, US. Okay, so it looks like after 4, it gets really, there's a drop off, right? It's under the $1 trillion. So that's interesting. Good little tidbit of information. Let's get out of here. Let's play another mode. The mullet didn't help me on that last one, but to be fair, I started late because I was reading. You can't blame me. Can't blame me. What the? No, I didn't mean to do that. Let's change game. Wilderness Falls. Yeah, let's do some squads. Let's get carried a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. So designated market makers, 5 of them, handle about 500 issues each. Designated market makers, DMM, do not deal with the public. Designated market makers firms are prohibited. Sorry about that. Are prohibited from dealing with the public. They are wholesalers of securities and only deal with the retail members of the New York Stock Exchange. Retail members, firms such as Raymond James or Wells Fargo Advisors, accept customer orders and go to the exchange floor to execute the trade with the DMM. Okay. Makes sense. The small fry, so to speak, they don't want to deal with us normies because they just assume. Get the. Dude, is this Yoda? Nah, I was an Anakin guy, anyways. Sucked in the movie. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. I don't know how this works. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. What? Okay. Wait. I've never played this. I'm into this map. I like it. Wait a minute. Wait. Puso sus sandalias. Oh, goodness me. Hold on. I'm in. I'm not in. Okay. How do you qual? What the hell's... Okay, that worked. Got it. Confusing map, but let's continue. For acting as a middleman broker, the retail firm earns a commission. The key points to know about DMMs are designated market makers equals specialists. There's only one DMM assigned to each stock on the New York Stock Exchange. Oh, these guys. Okay, then it's not the big banks. It's not the big banks. It's big business, but it's not the big banks. Think Citadel. Yeah, the big boys. Continuous market. The DMM must make a continuous market in the stock and acts as the buyer or seller of last resort if there is no one else willing to trade on the floor. Bid ask quote. If a DMM is quoting a stock at $20 to $21, this is called a bid and ask quote. The DMM is bidding $20 for the stock and is willing to buy the stock at $20 at this moment. The DMM is asking $21 for the stock and is willing to sell that stock at $21 at this moment. The spread. The spread is the profit that the DMM makes as a market maker for doing a round turn trade, a buy at $20 and a sell at $21. Okay, that makes sense. So it is the difference between the bid and ask quote and here equals $1. Auctioneer. Trading ahead is prohibited. The DMM acts as an auctioneer, conducting an orderly auction on the trading floor to both open and close trading in the stock. In addition, the DMM, if there are floor brokers willing to buy and sell at the trading posts, must take himself out of trading and acts as the auctioneer, conducting an orderly auction before the floor brokers who want to buy and those who want to sell. In this situation, the DMM is prohibited from trading ahead, placing himself between the buyers and sellers in the transaction, adding extra costs to the trade. Whoa. Hey, bud. How you doing? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I heard you went to Target today. You went to the mall. Is that what you did? Ooh, 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 that's a rough one. That's a rough one. That last one is a rough one. That was a rough one. That was a roughie. That was a roughie. All right, let's see if our teammates can carry us here. This dude's kind of... Dude, this dude is nuts. All right, let's respond to attacks. Nice. You want to read with me? You don't want to read? I don't know why my brother doesn't like to read. I don't know why. Maybe he thinks he'll turn into me. That's a valid point. Book of Open Orders. Sorry, Book of Open Orders. The DMM maintains a book of open orders and fills them as an agent, earning a commission when the DMM matches an order to the book. NASDAQ is a virtual exchange that has no physical trading floor. It uses computerized systems of competing market makers. The NASDAQ market displays bid and ask quotes of the market makers, with the quote size, how many shares the market maker is willing to trade at that price, and then they will show an example, which we will describe after this. I'm glad that we qualified in that last one. Should I try it? Should I try it? Let me show him how it's done. Oh, someone got it. All right, good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Let's get out of here. Let's slow and steady wins the race, kid. Come on. Here we go. 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 No! He really hit that? Wow, good for him. I mean, that was a brain fart on my end. Nice. So they show an example here of a NASDAQ quote. They go bid, ask, and size. So Raymond James, bid, ask. They're willing to buy at $9.50, and they're willing to sell at $10.25. The size is 3 by 5. Not entirely. The ask price is the price of, yes. Bid price is the price at which the dealers want to buy, yes. Inside market size of market. Thus, the inside market, which are the best prices at which a trade can be performed, is $9 to $10, with the size of the market of 3 by 9. So the lowest ask by the highest ask. By the highest, lowest ask and lowest bid. Okay. Oh, it says the high bid and the low ask for the stock. High bid and low ask for the stock. Okay, $9.50 and $10. Okay. I'm comprehending a little bit. Comprehending. This will be a learning point. Let's learn that. It's a good learning tool. All right, what is this? Grab the tail. Who has the tail? Do I see one in my periphery? I do. There's only one tail? Are you kidding me? Why are we all failing at this? I don't understand. You idiots. Owned them. Owned them. I own that. W. Look at that. Look at the mullet paying off. Okay, so a customer who wishes to buy does so at the dealer's ask price, because that's what the dealer is willing to sell at. The best ask price is the lowest one. So this is the ask quoted by UBS of $10 a share, and it shows a little table here, and you just gotta believe me on this one. With the size of 900 shares, 9 round lots of 100 shares. A customer who wishes to sell does so at the dealer's bid price. The best bid price is the highest. This is the bid quoted by Raymond James of $9.50 per share, with the size of 300 shares, 3 round lots of 100 shares. Okay. So the high bid and the low ask keeps a spread tight. Makes sense. Makes a good amount of sense. What was I going to do? I was going to continue reading. That's what I was going to do. Dark pools. Oh, yes, I remember these during my internship. Dark pools are private trading platforms, usually run by broker-dealers, for institutions that wish to avoid attempting to have very large orders filled in public exchanges. The exchange's electronic order books are designed to handle a large volume of smaller orders. Very large orders, for example, over 1 million shares for market orders, cannot be entered into these systems. If very large orders are routed to a single exchange, it can result in an inferior fill when it electronically, quote unquote, sweeps the order book at even higher prices for market orders to buy, or even lower prices for market orders to sell. Yeah, so these dark pools are, from my understanding, you want to keep stuff low key. Sometimes if you're showing what you're willing to buy, that can very much manipulate the market, because people are going to start to think, oh, this person wants to buy X amount of, Apple or Google or whatever the hell, right? So you just don't want to expose your position all the time. It's not always the smartest move, especially when it comes to, playing with that level of money. It makes sense. Makes a good deal of sense. So those are dark pools. To avoid this risk, institutions can use dark pools run by broker-dealers, where their large orders are kept, quote-unquote, hidden from view. The user of the system, another institution, does not know the order size or the identity of the institution that placed the order in the dark pool. Orders are hidden from view, hence the name dark pool. Thus, the institution that placed the order in the system is not showing its hand, the fact that it either wants to buy or sell a large block. This lack of transparency is attractive to institutions, because if they were to place a large order to sell in the public market, that alone could force prices down, and it could force prices up if it were a large buy order. Once an order is filled in the dark pool, it is reported to the tape like any other trade. So it doesn't get reported until it's done, right? But the manner in which it has to be executed can be low key, and obviously this is for like big ass firms. Joe Schmoes cannot get on this, and the dollars that they're playing with is the reason why. Market manipulation. Any form of market manipulation is prohibited trading practice. Market manipulation is any intentional conduct designed to deceive investors by controlling and artificially affecting the price of a security, including spreading false or misleading information, rigging prices or quotes or trades, or trading to create a false or deceptive picture of the demand for security, called painting the tape. As in painting the tape with false wash sales, in and out trades with no change of ownership to make it look like people actually want to buy, is what they're trying to get at. And from my understanding, there's only one form of market manipulation that's accepted. We read it in earlier chapters. I'm pretty sure. We can look it up after this, but yeah, there's one form of market manipulation that is acceptable, and I'm sure it's incredibly controlled, and obviously the SEC is on it, or the Federal Reserve Board, whoever controls the shit. But dude, I'm the only person with the cool skin. Look at that. That's so cool. We got grapes. We got 2 grapes, 1 banana. 1, 2, 3 grapes, 1 banana. Wait! I tried to grab somebody. Damn. It do be like that. It do be like that. Sometimes you just make boneheaded mistakes like that, you know. I'm no different. I mean... front-running. A prohibited trading practice is front-running a customer order. An example, if a trader gets a large buy order from an institutional client that is likely to move the market price of the stock up, the trader could place an order to buy for their own account before placing the large institutional order, and thus benefiting from the subsequent rise in stock price. This is not allowed. Trading away. Another term that must be known is quote-unquote trading away, and this is routine practice that is not prohibited. This is where a client who typically places trades with one executing broker instead uses another executing broker to do the trade. So the client is, quote-unquote, trading away from their usual broker. A client will trade away if the usual broker does not have the expertise to do that specific trade. Another example of trading away occurs with hedge funds that routinely use many executing brokers to do their portfolio trades. In return for sending commission... Let's get out of here. In return for sending commission trades to these executing brokers, the hedge fund gets research and other valuable information from these different executing brokers. Why are we still here? Order ticket information. To place an order in the secondary market, a registered representative fills out an order ticket. This is done electronically. The information on the order ticket is used to wire the order to the exchange or to the firm's over-the-counter trading desk. Following is a sample copy of an order ticket, and it shows the name ACME Securities. They're making this up, of course. Dude, get me out of here. Stop jumping, you lost. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's do solos on this, because I feel like the team was kind of holding me back there. And they're showing, you know, the buy, the sell, the name of the security, the customer's name, the day, the account number, things of that sort. So the order ticket must specify the following. It says, buy or sell. When stock is bought, a long position is being taken. In this case, the customer is buying, so buy is circled on the ticket. Sell long. If a customer sells a long position, it is termed a long sale. Then sell is circled on the ticket. Sell short. If a customer sells borrowed shares, they are taking a short stock position. In this case, both sell and short are circled. Short sale fundamentals. To understand the mechanics of a short sale, one must have a basic understanding of customer margin accounts. And we'll keep reading after this. After these brief messages. Alright, I kind of like that dude to get in the green. Green apples? What is that? That's cool. Big fan. Big fan. What are you, a fucking seal? Nice little whip. There we go. Look at that. Oh, go this way, go this way, go this way. Get out of my way, dude. Look at this. Watch me. sense. It continues. When a customer opens a margin account, buying securities with credit extended by the brokerage firm takes all of the securities held in the account as collateral for the loan and keeps them in the name of the brokerage firm. The brokerage firm has the right to lend these securities to anyone else. If another customer wishes to sell short this stock, the brokerage firm simply borrows the first margin customer's securities and sells them. This is a short sale. At a later date, the shares are repurchased by the second customer and replaced in the vault. Below is a more detailed short sale example. Customer 1 buys 100 shares of ABC stock in a margin account. When opening a margin account, the customer signs a margin agreement and loan consent agreement. By signing the margin agreement, the customer pledges the securities in the account to the brokerage firm as collateral for the margin loan. Such shares are held in quote-unquote street name, with a common depository name being Seed & Co. By signing the loan consent agreement, the customer permits their shares to be loaned out on short sales. So, people also are basically making a market. They're helping a market be made, which very interesting because, you would think the little guy doesn't really have much say in this, and to a degree, we can debate as to whether or not they do. Oh, you're just bad, dude. But the fact that they can have their shares loaned out, it tells you how important they are to providing liquidity as well. All right, let's get this done. Oh, I can't even see. Get the hell out of here. Wait. You're joking. I'm not gonna qual because of this. All right, let's slow and steady wins a race, man. Come on. That dude wants to throw me off, I know. Nice. All right. Customer 1 stock positions in a firm's vault. Customer 2 comes into the same brokerage firm and wishes to sell 100 shares of ABC stock short. The brokerage firm goes into its vault and it borrows the 100 shares of ABC owned by customer 1, selling these shares to customer 2. An IOU is placed in the vault, representing the borrowed shares that customer 2 owes customer 1. So nobody really owns anything, right? This is rehypothecating. This is reusing your shares for different uses, so long as you sign that margin agreement, which most people do. If you ever, traded an option or, any sort of derivative, you've probably, or even if you just do margin on basic stock, I mean, you're probably working on some loan basis. You just don't know it. Because it is risky, man. I mean, loans and stocks don't really make for the greatest diet plan, if you will. Very risky business, man. Why is the fan always coming this way? All right, dude is qualified. I'm at 44. We gotta get serious now. Okay. I'm at 52. This is not looking good. It looks, dude. Not looking good. Not looking good for me. I need this run right now. I need to stay on this treadmill right here. I'm not gonna get it. No, I might. You just gotta fight it. Come on. Oh, damn it. Get me out of here. Either way, I like these maps more. They're more fun. More fun. I like them. A little more familiar, you know. During the period of the stock alone, customer 2 pays any dividends on the borrowed shares to customer 1, because the issuer now sends dividend checks to the person who bought the shares that were sold short. At a later date, customer 2 buys back the ABC shares and the firm replaces them in the vault. During this whole time, customer 1 never knew that the shares were missing. And this is all legal. Remember that. You never know where your stuff is going, but you think it's there. That's the funny part. Everybody wants the world to be fair and whatnot, but you don't know what fair really is. Short sales subject to regulation SHO. Short sales of stock in all markets are subject to SEC regulation SHO. Remember, SHO as in short sale, haha, that's what they have here. Basically requires that every order ticket to sell be marked as either a long sale or a short sale. And if the sale is short, the securities to be borrowed must be located by the broker and the borrowed shares delivered on settlement. So they need to know that those shares actually exist, which makes sense. They need to know that you're going to be able to be, capable of paying those monies. Continuing, where were we? The number of shares of stock, in this case 100 shares, or number of options contracts, or number of bonds to be traded. If an order is for more than a round lot, which is 100 shares for stock, then it is assured that the customer will accept a partial execution if the whole order cannot be filled. For example, if a customer wants to buy 400 shares at $30 and the trader can only get 300 shares at $30, then 300 shares will be bought. A day order. An order is assumed to be a day order if nothing is said on the ticket. In this case, day is circled. Day orders are canceled at the end of the day if the order is not filled. Makes sense? Day order. Oh, back to this map, I see. Yes. Back to redeem myself. I've never went through this whole gauntlet. Let's see if I can make it through one of these. I've never done these. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good start. Come on. Get me up there. Give me something. Okay, well. Come on. Alright, this is not looking good. Dude, this is not looking good. No! Get me back up there. Let's go. Okay, 40%. Not bad. Okay. Well. Wait. Did I go the wrong way? It's called creativity. Let's go. Oh, dude. I hate that side of the map. I want the treadmill. This. Oh, but I'm at 50%. Here comes the fucking fan. Come on, give me something, man. Oh, dude. Yeah, this isn't my strongest map. We'll try it one more time before I start losing my cabeza. Good till canceled, GTC. The orders can be entered GTC, good till canceled. This order sits with the exchange until it is canceled by the customer. Orders can be entered by a customer with special instructions, such as good through the week or good through the month. These orders are entered as GTC orders, and if the order isn't filled in that time period, it is the firm's responsibility to cancel that order. Security name. The ticket specifies the name of the corporate security to be traded. In this case, ABC common. If the trade were in preferred stock, the ticket would say PFD. If the trades were warrants, it would say WTS. Execution price, market order. In this case, the order is a market or market order to be filled at the prevailing market price. Notice that no specific price is being specified in the order. A limit price, a limit order. If a price is specified, for example, buy 100 ABC at 42, the price is the limit. A limit order to buy is to be filled at that price or better, lower. A limit order to sell is to be filled at a price at that price or better, which would be higher, right? Because you want to sell higher so that you can get better execution, and if you want to buy, you want to buy lower. Lower is better for you if you're a buyer. Makes sense. I'm gonna keep my eyes closed. I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna go straight the whole way. I'm not even gonna look. My finger's on the W key. I'm not moving. All game. I'm not moving. I'm not moving. All right, I gotta move. Here we go. Not moving. All right. Here we go. Not moving. Middle. Not moving. Fuck. Okay. Shoot. Oh, that's a big avalanche of annoying eggs. What is this emoji in front of me? I gotta get hit. Oh, no. Come on. That was a roughie. Stop limit order. In addition to market and limit orders, orders may be placed to stop a loss. These are stop or stop limit orders and are covered with all order types in the next section. Solicited or unsolicited. Each order ticket must be marked as either a solicited transaction or an unsolicited transaction. This is required because suitability complaints have no standing when a trade is unsolicited. Order ticket timestamps. SEC rule requires that order tickets be timestamped with the following: time of order receipt, time of order execution, and time of order cancellation if canceled. Okay, received, executed, and canceled. Comprende? I've got the best skin. Okay, this is, how did somebody already lose? Move, man, move. Dude. Wait a minute. Oh, these things can launch you off. That's right. Get the hell out of the way. We gotta get ahead in this one. There's a ship under you. There's a ship under. What am I doing? Oh, push red off, please. Push red off, please. Come on. Oh. Wait, no. Let's go to the new maps. I'm too comfortable right now. I'm too comfortable. It's a Friday. You know, the weekend's here. Too comfortable. Too close for comfort. Let's do some of that. So time of order, time of execution, time of cancellation, if canceled. By requiring these timestamps, front-running violations can be easily detected by the regulators. In addition, if there is an error in execution, having the timestamp record allows the firm to more easily trace the cause of the error. Confirmation information. After a trade is executed, the customer must be sent a confirmation detailing the specifics of the executed trade. The exchange where the trade was effected used to be required to be disclosed on the confirm, but this is no longer the case because all markets are linked, and trades must be done at the best price in a given market or routed to the better priced market for execution. Note that there is no requirement to disclose whether a trade was solicited or not to confirm. This is only required on the ticket copy. Interesting. Okay. So they're not really running these trades through any specific market anymore because everything's kind of everything's electronic, and at this point it just becomes who can get you the best price. You know, that's really all they should give a damn about. What the? Wait, what am I? Wait, what's happening? Let me show them why. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Why is my dude running like he's high? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I really needed that. Thanks. Oh, didn't see that. Didn't see that, didn't see that. Wait. It's just little things, right? You're just missing out on the little steps. Yeah, right. Oh, they start you back. Okay, alright, cool. Alright, well, there's hope, because if anybody messes up back there, then, you know, all it takes is for me to just have a perfect run, which I can do. I can do. What? Dude, this map is not hard. I'm just... Alright, don't hold the W key down all the time, Ryan. You know, take your time. Ah, yeah. What the hell? What the hell is this map? It's well made. I mean, I'm losing it here. Faith. What? Oh my gosh, dude. That's a weird little map. What makes it worse is the soothing music, you know? You tilt yourself and you get angry, but you just can't. Types of orders. There are 4 basic order types: a market order, a limit order, a stop order, a stop limit order. Market order, market not held. A market order is to be filled immediately at the prevailing market price. There is no price specified on the order. A market order not held is to be filled at whatever price and at whatever time and price the trader thinks best, but it must be completed that day. Thus, market orders do not carry over the next day. Limit order specifies a price. Limit orders specify a price at which to sell or buy. To understand how these orders and stop orders are used, you must focus on the security's price at the time the order is placed. Assume that XXX stock is now trading at $70. A customer wishes to buy XXX stock at this price would simply place a market order. But what if the customer only wants to buy at 65 or lower? The order would take place as... Ooh, this is the final round. I know it. I've played this one before. I know this one. Yeah, idiot. Alright, don't fight it. He's gonna try to get me. Wait. Jeez, alright. That's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Oh, that's an L. Dude. Alright. Just not your day, champ. Just not your day. Keep fighting, you know. Try your best, but it can happen. It's just not your day. All right. Can I make that? I'll go slow. It's not your day, champ. It happens. It happens. All right. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Today's a studying day, you know? Get me out of here. Your skin sucks. You look dumb. You look dumb. You have no friends. You look dumb. I know there's another mode. Something like explore yourself or some bullshit. What is it? Here we go. I don't know what this is, so let's continue. But what if the customer only wants to buy at $65 or lower? The order would be placed as such. Buy 100 at XXX at 65, good till canceled. Buy limit order. Buy limit order. A limit order to buy has been placed. The price is the limit. The order was placed good till canceled because it would be canceled at the end of the day if it were a day order. Placed below the current market. If the market falls to 65 or lower, the order will be filled. Thus, limit orders to buy are placed below the market, the current market, and are executed only if the market drops. Again, with XXX trading at $70, a registered rep has a customer who wishes to sell XXX stock that he owns. Makes sense. What's this? What are we doing here? What in the... This is a joke, right? People can qualify for this? This is Mickey Mouse. What the hell is this? So what the hell just happened? Am I supposed to be impressed with this mode? Finding next level. Alright, well, let's see what happens. What the hell is this guy doing? Oh. Whoa. Stay away from falling hexagons and throw blast balls at opponents. Don't know how to do that, but I'm down. Da-da-da-da. Blast balls, you say? Okay. Oh, these. Yes, I love them. Idiot. Did that just happen? Did that just happen? I didn't hate that mode. I kind of like that mode. So, do we all move on? I mean, how does this work? I'm kind of in if that's the case. I like that. It's like a don't stress out, just kind of have fun kind of mode. What's this guy doing? Look at these clowns. Alright, I know these guys' age range. Combat face off zone. A sell limit order placed above the current market. A limit order to sell has been placed. The price is the limit. The order was placed good till canceled because it would be canceled at the end of the day if it were a day order. If the market rises to 75 or higher, the order will be filled. Thus, limit orders to sell are placed above the current market and will be executed only if the market rises, which makes sense. Oh, shoot. What just happened? I won that? Alright, I knew that. I'm not sure what that was, but, I mean, I'm in. I don't hate it. Finding next level. Alright, this lets me keep on reading consistently, hopefully. Specialist acts as a broker's broker. Limit orders to buy and sell are given to specialists on stock exchanges. The specialist is at the center of trading and executes these orders for a retail firm. In this case, the specialist is acting as a broker for another brokerage firm, a broker's broker. Yeah, he's the final line of defense. He's the last person who's going to buy something. For performing this function, the retail firm shares its commissions with the specialists. So in addition to acting as a dealer, specialists handle limit orders for retail firms, acting as a broker's broker. Good to know. What's going on? What are we doing? What the wait. Not a chance. Oh, cool. Will you move? Oh, these dudes aren't serious. These dudes aren't serious. These dudes are not serious. Look at that. Look at that. That's how you do it. Oh, dude. Wait. Oh, you respawn there. Oh, I hate that. It's not a hard level. I just hate it. There's a difference. What's making it hard is everybody being so fucking annoying. Alright, this is luck based. I mean, you really gotta, oh, dude. You gotta go fast. Alright, I guess not. Why am I, this fucker just pull me? Yeah, you little bitch. Wait. Please don't touch me, please. Even then, I gotta lock into. What the hell is this? What the? Are they pushing me? I don't understand. Why am I? Okay, checkpoint. I think. Look at that. Sorry. You can go ahead. Look at that. Like gentlemen. Like gentlemen. Like gentlemen. Look at that. Oh, this idiot. Is that who's doing it? That's probably who's doing it. Let's continue. Over-the-counter file of open limit orders. Over-the-counter trading desks at each firm keep a file of limit orders and execute them if the market price moves to the customer's limit. To summarize for limit orders, orders to sell a limit price are filled if the market rises because you want to sell at a higher price. Orders to buy at a limit price are filled if the market falls because you want to get a better price when you enter, right? Assume that XXX is now trading at $70 and the registered representative has a customer who owns XXX stock, purchased at that price. The customer tells the registered representative that he wishes to sell if the market drops to 65 to stop any further loss. If the registered representative entered the following order, they would be in trouble with the customer. All right, hold on. Alright, I like this. I'm into this. You don't gotta sweat out of your mind. What a genius idea. We just play, no pressure. How video games should be. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I didn't see that. What is this? Whatever that was. Since XXX is now trading at $70, someone will be only too happy to buy the stock from this customer at $65. I see what they're saying. The buyer could then turn around and sell it for its true value of $70. This order is entered in error. A limit order to sell has to be entered at a price lower than the market. Limit orders to sell can only be entered above the market. This order would be returned to the registered representative for correction. The registered representative re-enters the order as sell 100 of XXX at 65 stop, good till canceled. A sell stop order, yeah. A sell stop order is used to limit loss on a long stock position. The stop on the order tells the trader that this order cannot be executed until the market reaches the specified price, 65. Once a trade occurs at 65 or lower, this order is triggered and turns into a market order. The order is then filled on the next trade, which can be higher or lower than 65. Okay. So it's a way to, you know, make sure you keep yourself safe. And if there is a return of, you know, them letting you know that, hey, this is wrong, then all the better. I mean, you're avoiding human error. That's one of the most important things, because it's very easy to send over something, you know, fat finger a trade, accidentally put a few extra zeros in there, or you know, mix up an 8 with a 3, you didn't see the other side of it, and you know, things happen. What the what in the... You idiot. Nice. Placed below market order. Sell stop orders are used to limit losses on long stock positions in falling markets. Thus, they are always placed below the current market and are executed if the market falls. Again, with XXX stock now trading at $70, assume that the representative has a customer who has sold short XXX stock at that price. The customer tells the registered representative that he wishes to buy in, if the market rises to 75, to stop any further loss. If the registered representative entered the following order, they would be in trouble with the customer. Buy 100 of XXX at 75, good till canceled. Erroneous order. We'll see why in a bit. We'll see why. What if one of these maps just started off and everybody goes flying towards, you know, what they see, right? You see the jump pads, you see all this good stuff, so you go flying towards it. Only to realize that, you know, the finish line was right behind you or something, you know? Something silly. I'm not against this, man. I kind of like this. I don't have to start from the top to it. Okay. Ah, yeah. It's a rough patch, man. This is a rough patch. Fall Guys is such a genius game, man. It really is. The W key is all you really need. Never mind, you need a little skill. Okay, you need a lot of skill. My respects to all the kids who can play this game. Because I obviously can't. Okay, it's, you know, it's bound to happen. So why was this an erroneous order? Since XXX is now trading at $70, someone will be only too happy to sell the stock to this customer at $75, since they can buy it at its true value at $70. Yeah, so flipping. This order is entered in error. The registered representative has entered a limit order to buy at a price higher than the market. Limit orders to buy can only be entered below the market. This order would be returned to the registered representative for correction. The registered representative re-enters the order as buy 100 XXX at 75 stop, good till canceled. Buy stop order used to limit losses on a short stock position. The stop on the order tells the trader that this order cannot be executed until the market reaches the specified price, 75. Okay, so stop thinking about executing this until it reaches 75. That's a good way to think about it. I'm going to make a little annotation. Stop thinking about execution until you hit 75. Okay, I like the way that reads better. What is this? What are we doing? Oh. Whoa. What the hell? Ooh, where are we going? Kind of in. Wait, what? I don't even know what the hell is going on. Yeah, so the stop is stop thinking about executing until we get to this price. That's a good way to think about it. Nice job, this kid. Buy stop order, used to limit loss on a short stock position. The stop on the order tells the trader that this order cannot be executed until the market reaches a specific price, 75. Once the trade occurs at 75 or higher, this order is triggered and it turns into a market order. The order is then filled on the next day, which can be higher or lower than $75. Placed above market value. Buy stop orders are used to limit losses on short stock positions in rising markets. Thus, they are always placed above the current market and are executed if the market rises. Which makes sense if you're gambling on a short sale or a short stock position. You're assuming that the stock's going to go down. If the market goes against you, you have to essentially limit that pain and get into the other side of that position. Unless you like losing money. I mean, what the hell do I know, right? Oh, I thought I got a little cheat code there. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, behind the wall again? Alright, this is, we show them how cracked I am. Dude, no chance. We're doing that now? We're doing that? Actually, I'm not comfortable. Here we go. Now I'm comfortable. Hiya! Stop limit order. If a simple stop order is triggered, it becomes a market order to be filled on the next trade. If an order is entered stop limit, when the stop price is hit, the order is to be filled at the limit price or better. If the market never hits the limit order, the order will never be executed. The limit price at which the order is to be executed can be different from the stop price. For example, a customer wishes to sell 100 shares of ABC if the market falls to 30. But he doesn't want to sell for any less than 28. The order to be placed is not sell 100 ABC at 30 stop, because when triggered it turns to a market order and the stock may be sold for less than 28. Oh, I see what they're saying. Okay, I see what they're saying. Yeah, so your order has to be pretty accurate. What the all right, your order has to be pretty accurate. You don't want to mess around with that order, because if you do, you're going to get an execution. Hopefully not, but you might get an execution that just is not what you're looking for. Hey, Patrick, what's up? Out of my way. 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 I have a map to finish. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I am, in fact, the map. Ooh. Nice. For example, the appropriate order is sell 100 ABC at $30 stop. So stop thinking about selling it until you hit 30. Actually, wait. Yeah. Stop thinking about selling it until you hit 30, but limit it to 28. So stop 30, limit 28. If the price falls to $30, the order is triggered. It turns into a limit order to sell for 28. All right, so there's an order to this. Make that annotation. There's an order to this. Oh my goodness, man. These technicalities are getting to me, because I'm used to just seeing buy, sell, maybe an ovation here, maybe an unwind there, just stuff, man, just stuff. Oh, this is sick. All right, this is my kind of map. Wait, no, I didn't mean that. Whoa. It's like Too Fast and Too Furious, Oh, this is my shit, dude. This is it. Oh, no. I don't want to lose momentum. Come on. Alright, meet me in that map one more time. I guarantee I win. Okay, so orders above the current market are OSLOBS. What? Oh, the order that they try to give you a little memorization tool. The orders that are always placed above the market are open sell limits, open buy stops, and open buy stops. OSLOBS. The orders that are placed below the market are open buy limits and open sell stops. So they use the acronyms. Open buy limits, OBL, and open sell stops. OSS. might come in first in this one, actually. I'm feeling it. Alright, let's feel it. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Easy. Gonna have to settle for third, but you know what? We're climbing. We're climbing the ranks. God, dude. Let's check out the view. Can't see you back there, idiots. Orders below the current market are OBLOS. You must memorize OBLOBS above market and OBLOS below market. These will be used later in the chapter. When I think of loss, I just think of less, so less is below the market, right? Open buy, sell, open buy stops, and open sell. Let me think. Open buy limits, open sell stops, loss. Open buy limits, open sell stops. And the other ones would be OS lobs. Right, you lob it up. In basketball, you're going upwards. Lob it up. OS lobs. Open sell limit. Open buy stop. Alright, let me try to seal this. Maybe seal it. Yup. Why don't you do me a favor and get out of my way? Oh, that was a rough one. Oh, dude, I have no momentum. All right, here we go. Let me get some momentum. Let me get some momentum. Well, that's why I had to run to it. Could have added some detail on these little blocks, you know, but it works well. Works well. I'm not angry. Can I make this jump? Yeah, I can make it. Can I make this jump? Yeah, I can make it. Is Patrick behind me? Loser, loser.
Hey, brother, what's going on, pal? You gonna crack your little toes? Ooh, cracking your toes. A little massage? I'll give you a little massage later, alright?
I'm gonna go get a snack. Go eat. Go have some fun. It's a Friday. Can you say Friday? Friday. That's right. It's a Friday. All right. How long is this chapter, man? I'm gonna throw something at somebody. Oh, we're almost done. Okay. All right. I like this. It's doable. Very doable. Got about 1, 2, 3 more short pages. Short pages. A lot of pictures in there that we're not gonna go through, because the definition is good enough. So, oblos and oslob. What the? Wait a minute. So, oh shit. All right, didn't know that happened. Why aren't these maps in Fall Guys, man? I like this. This is very well made for being a player created shit map. Hey, Lilo and Stitch are about to fucking get it. God damn. What are you laughing at me about, dude? You're laughing at the way I read. I can't help it. I can't help it. You wanna go downstairs soon? And we can go play? Alright, let me finish this chapter up, alright? We'll go play. It's still afternoon, it's still bright. We'll get some sun, get some air. You can watch your, what are you into? You're into Arthur lately, huh? Yeah, you like Arthur. What shows am I into? I need to get into some shows, man. Everybody's got a show. I don't have a show anymore, man. I've grown. For whatever reason. What if I can get this first run? I don't even have to dive. You know what I mean? Don't have to dive off. What if I just... If I do this all game, right? Ooh, this one makes you... Nah, this one makes you dive off. I don't want to dive off, actually. Kind of want to grab a... Ooh, let me... You can grab that if you want. Let me see if this plan works. Shoot, alright, this is not gonna work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Get that. Give me this one. That was close, but no cigar. I like this, no stress. Everybody's playing together. We're all going through the same map. I like this. It's very cool. This is a better gaming prototype. This is probably going to be the future where people are just playing around, having fun. Instead of, fuck you, dude, get out of my way. I gotta win, dude. I gotta win. All right. Customers use stop orders to limit losses on stock positions, and technical analysis to use stop orders to profit from market price movements. Technical analysts use stock price movements and trading volumes to determine when to buy and sell. They are often called chartists because of the charts that they use to analyze stock price movements. Following is a chart of ABC stock's price movement for the past 3 months. And it just shows a little chart. Resistance level breakout is bullish. A chartist looking at this diagram sees that the stock moves up to $20. People are willing to take their profits and sell. The stock appears to have resistance at $20. If the stock moves above $20, the theory is that all the sellers have been cleared out, and there are still buyers of the stock. If there are more buyers than sellers, the price will rise strongly. Thus, a breakthrough, a resistance area, is bullish, which makes sense. What do we got here? What do we got? Whoa, hello. What are these circles about? Oh, can I get more than one? No, I can't. Okay. Oh, what? Hold on. No. This is the shit. Okay, fair enough. Let me show him how it's done. Let me show him how it's done the right way. Okay, I'm getting close. Oh, that was nuts. All right. Oh. But that's not it. It's not it, but, you know. I wonder if this works. No, it don't work. What are we doing here? Hey, hello. Nice. Support level breakout is bearish. The chartist also sees that as the stock moves down to $10, people feel the stock is cheap and are willing to buy. The stock appears to have support at $10. If the stock moves below $10, the theory is that all the buyers have been cleared out and there are still sellers for this stock. If there are more sellers than buyers, the price will fall sharply. Thus, a breakthrough, a support area, is bearish. The technical analyst believes that if the price breaks the resistance level, the price will move up sharply. He only wants to profit from this potential price movement. He's not concerned with the current trading range, $10, $20 a share. He wants to buy if the price moves to 21. He cannot place a simple order to buy the stock at 21, a buy limit order, because it would be filled right now at the current price, which is $15. In addition, that order is wrong. Buy limit orders are placed below the market value, not above. To buy above the current market price, he must place a buy stop order. So stop thinking about buying until you get to a set price, which would be $21, which is what he wants. All right, what are we doing here? People following me? What the fuck are they doing? Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay, all right, hold on. Okay, well, that was... Don't tell... I have to run all that again? Fuck. It's the fucker from Lilo and Stitch. What the hell's he doing? Are you just gonna wait? Better than everybody? Oh, they got through. Wait. No. I jumped there. I jumped like that. That's what I did. Let me practice my jumps. Look at that. That was a pristine jump. Nobody jumps like I jump. Nobody jumps like I jump. Wait. Okay. See, I'm not angry at this map. I'm just... fuming a little bit, but I'm not angry. I'm fuming a little bit, but not angry, as I stated before. Whoa! Assume that the market moves up from the current price of $15. Following is the trading sequence and how the order is handled. The order is buy 100, ABC at 21, stop. So stop thinking about it until you get to 21 and then think about buying. The trading sequence goes $16, $18, $20, $21. The order is now triggered when the price rises to 21. At this point, the order becomes a market order to buy. The execution occurs at the next market price. In this case, 23 is the next market price in the sequence that they're showing here. Once the market moves to $21 or higher, the stop price is triggered, and the order becomes a market order to buy. The customer buys at the next trade of $23. He now owns the stock and hopefully can enjoy the expected continued price rise. What's going on here? What are we doing here? Hey. What are we doing here? Get the hell out of my way, dude. So how do you use this? What is this? Oh. This is kind of a map. Where are we going? What are we doing? Wait, I'm not dying this way. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be doing, but I'm in for it, man. I really am. this is what constitutes qualifying here? I don't understand. Let me Shohei Ohtani this motherfucker right now. No clue how this game ends, honestly. Let's continue. Instead of placing a stop order, the customer could have placed a buy stop limit order. If this were done, the result is found below. The order would still be triggered when the price rises to 21, as was before, but there's no execution, since the market never goes to $21 or lower. Okay. So this order would be 21 stop limit, right? So stop it and limit it at 21. Yeah, that's a very tough order to get, man. I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure it has been done. Yeah, that's a rough one, but assuming the next price on the sequence is $23, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So yeah, I can understand where that person's coming from. You. What am I doing? Yep. 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 Ah, should have dove. Yep. 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 Ah. I don't think I'm gonna get to 70, and I might have to skip that one. But I'm a big fan of this this map. This map's a good one. Since the price went back down to $21, the customer never buys the stock. Or since the price never went back to $21, the customer never buys the stock. If the trading sequence were different and the price moved back to 21 or lower, the order would be filled. The technical analyst also believes that if the price breaks the support level, the price will move down sharply. He only wants to profit from this potential price movement. He's not concerned with the current trading range, $10 to $20 a share. He wants to sell if the price moves to $9. He cannot place a simple order to sell the stock at $9, a sell limit order, because it would be filled right now at the current price of $15. In addition, that order is wrong. Okay, so he can't place a simple order to sell the stock at $9 because it would fill at $15. Kind of see what he's saying. I mean, I'll figure it out. What the hell is this? What are we looking at? What are we playing? I'm not even gonna move. That's how easy these maps are. I'm not even gonna move. He cannot place a simple order to sell the stock at $9, but he wants to sell it if the price moves to 9. So it's gonna limit 9. I'm writing this down. Limit 9. Sell limit orders are placed above the market, not below. To sell below the current market, a sell stop order must be placed. Also, to profit from expected price fall, the technical analyst wants to sell borrowed shares and buy them back at the lower price later on. This is a short sale. Okay, so assume the technical analysis. What happened? Oh. Assume that the technical analyst places the following order to sell the stock short if it breaks the support level. The order is sell short 100 ABC shares at $9 stop. So stop thinking about it until it gets to 9. Got it. Assume that the market moves down from the current price of $15 below the trading sequence and how the order is handled. When the price moves down to $9 or lower, the order to sell is triggered and becomes a market order. The order can be filled on the next trade. Hopefully the price will now drop dramatically, and the trader can buy back the stock, covering the short position at a cheaper price. Okay. So the order is triggered. So this is the sequence. It says 15, 12, 10, 9, 8, 9, 10. We'll assume these happen in, 30-second increments. The order is triggered when the price rises to $9 or lower. At this point, the order becomes a market order to sell short. Execution occurs at the next market price, in this case, $8, which is the next price. Understood. Understood. Okay. What are we doing here? SpongeBob looks kind of fat, not gonna lie. That's just my opinion. He looks a little heavy, doesn't he? Looks a little heavy to me. Thank you for that. Thank you, Cannon. Thank you. Not fan shaming SpongeBob. I just think he put on a few pounds. A little too much, a little too much Krabby Patty, eating his own supply, if you will. Types of accounts. Customer can open 3 types of accounts: a margin account, an options account. A cash account. In a cash account, the customer pays in full for securities purchased and can sell long, that is, sell stock that is owned. To open a cash account, a new account form must be completed. Margin securities held in street name. In a margin account, the customer deposits a portion of the funds to buy a security, and the balance is loaned to the customer by the brokerage firm. The firm charges interest on the loan. The brokerage firm will not lend to the customer unless it has collateral for the loan. The collateral taken by the brokerage firm is all the securities in the account. Whoa. The margin securities are held in street name, the name of the brokerage firm. If the loan isn't paid, the brokerage firm has the right to sell the securities and use the proceeds to repay the loan. Okay, high risk, high reward. What is this map? Let me show them how it's done. Let me show them how it's done. First try, I'm not even looking. My monitor is not even on. Am I even gonna make this? There we go. It's good run. There we go. Oh, thanks for that. Customer signs a margin agreement. The customer agrees to all of this by signing a margin agreement, also called a customer's agreement. The margin agreement must be signed by the customer before settlement of the first trade in the account, FINRA rule. NASAA's rule wording is different. NASA states that the signed margin agreement must be obtained promptly after account opening, which is the first trade in the account. In a margin account, a customer can buy securities on margin, can sell long, sell stock that is owned, and can sell short, that is, sell borrowed shares by putting up the appropriate margin. Options accounts. Customer signs options agreement. In an options account, a customer performs options transactions. An options new account form must be completed to open such an account. In addition, the customer must receive an options disclosure document, which explains how options work. And the customer must sign and return an options agreement. Federal Reserve Regulation T. The Federal Reserve sets the initial margin. Oh, this is big. The Federal Reserve sets the initial margin requirement to either buy stock or sell stock short under Regulation T. This is the amount that the customer must deposit for the transaction. In addition, FINRA sets a lower level minimum maintenance margin. If the account loses equity and falls below this minimum, a maintenance call is generated to bring the account back up to the minimum level, or a margin call. Got it. What are we doing here? What's all this? Oh, these are negatives. Got it. I don't want that. Why do these people feel the need to get in my way? Oh, I see what the name of the game is here. Alright, just get the big stars. Got it. Run the race, kid. Run the race. Is there anything bigger than this? Oh, jeez. Thanks for that. Thank you. I can get to 84 pretty easily. Just kind of fill up the gas tank, basically. Get out of my way, dude. Wait, right here. What's up, dude? You think you're cute? Just got disconnected. You think you're cute now? The hell out of my way. Got it. 50% initial margin requirement to buy stock, 25% minimum maintenance margin requirement in long account. In order to buy stock, Regulation T requires the customer to put up 50% of the purchase price as the margin requirement, with the other 50% lent to the customer by the broker-dealer. 50% is called the initial margin requirement. Each day the account is marked to market. Each day, wow. If the equity in the account falls below 25%, the account is below FINRA minimum margin, and a maintenance call will be sent for funds to bring the account back to the 25% minimum. A calculation must be known for the exam is how to calculate equity in a long margin account. 50% Regulation T margin. In a long margin account, the customer buys stock by putting up 50% margin as required by Regulation T of the Federal Reserve. The broker lends the other 50% to the customer and is called the debit balance. What the hell is this? Kind of in. It's kind of lit. Hold on. Get out of my way. What's the point of that? Oh. Don't mind if I do. Oh. Oh. I don't know what this is. Oh, what? That's fine, that's fine. Wait. this kind of dude, that thing's hard. Okay, assume that the customer buys $20,000 of XYZ stock in a margin account. The customer deposits $10,000. What is the equity in the customer's margin account? LMV minus debit equals the equity in the long margin account. So the answer, the customer's deposit is $10,000 and borrows the other $10,000 from the broker, called the customer debit, to buy the $20,000 stock position. The formula for equity in the account is long market value minus the debit. So the customer has a long market value of $20,000 minus the debit of $10,000. They have $10,000 in equity, or $10,000 in equity divided by the long margin value, 50% margin. As an example, assume that a long customer account has $25,000 long market value and a $12,000 debit. What is the equity in the account? It's going to be, what is that, 13,000? Yeah, 13,000. What is that percentage? It's a little less than 50, so yeah. 50% initial margin requirement to short stock. Oh, all right, we'll go back in right now. 30% minimum maintenance margin in a short account. In order to short stock, Regulation T requires the customer to put up 50% of the sale price as a good faith deposit that the customer will buy back the stock at a later date and replace the borrowed shares. This is a cash credit to the account. In addition, the proceeds from the sale of the borrowed shares are credited to the account. Each day, the account is marked to market. If the equity in the account falls below 30%, the account is below FINRA minimum margin, and a maintenance call will be sent for funds to bring the account back to the 30% minimum. So what's the difference between the minimum, the 25% and the 30%? Let's see. What is the difference here? I'm trying to figure it out. Each day the account is marked to market. If equity in the account falls below 25%, the account is below FINRA minimum margin. Okay, so what's the difference here? Initial margin requirement by stock. Oh, short stock. Okay, short. This is shorting. So shorting requires a larger margin requirement, which makes sense. You can really lose your shirt shorting, man. 50% Regulation T margin. In a short margin account, the customer sells borrowed stock by putting up 50% margin as required by Regulation T of the Federal Reserve. In addition, the credit is received from the sale of the borrowed shares. None of these funds can be touched until the borrowed shares are repurchased and replaced. Assume that a customer sells short $20,000 of XYZ stock in a margin account. Sneezing coming. Customer deposits the Regulation T requirements of $10,000. What is the equity in the customer's short margin account? What is that? What the hell? Answer: the customer received $20,000 in credit from the sale of the borrowed shares and deposits $10,000, the 50% initial margin requirement. The formula for equity in the account is credit minus short market value. The customer's account will show sale of stock, $20,000, margin deposit, $10,000. So they have $30,000 in total credit. Short market value of $20,000, equity of $10,000. $10,000 of equity minus the LMV of $20,000, 50% margin. As an example, assume that a long customer account has $60,000 short market value and a $98,000 credit. What is the equity in that account? The equity is $90,000 credit minus $60,000 short market value, $30,000. Finally, a combined margin account is a combination of a long margin account and a short margin account. To find equity in the combined account, the long account equity is computed separately from the short account. Long account equity, LMV, minus debit. Short account equity, credit minus SMV. Makes sense. Calculating performance in an account. there are a number of measures that can be used to calculate investment returns in an account. Some of the simpler ones are, you can enjoy your food, bud. Alright, what the hell is this map? Is that a house? Oh, it's a dope skin. I love how these maps say 0 of 1, but it's obvious that they're just like, this is for everybody to play. Yeah, so there's a lot of rules for this stuff, man. I'm happy about that. Yes, I'm on my way, don't worry. What? What the f... Okay, nice. So there are a number of measures that can be used to calculate investment return in the account. Some of the simpler ones are total return, which is your annual income plus your annual capital gains over the purchase price. The inflation adjusted return, which is the total return minus the inflation rate. The current yield, which is the annual income divided by the market price. Final page. For example, assume that a customer bought an equity investment just over 1 year ago for $50 a share. The stock pays an annual dividend of $2 per share and is currently trading in the market at $60 per share. Okay. Also assume that the customer is in the 30% federal tax bracket. So the total return is $2 from the dividend plus your capital gains of $10 over the $50 cost per share, which lends itself to a 24% total return. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Let's show these juniors who's who. I like that. Can I curve it? Can I curve it? Oh, I can't get back. Let's go all the way in. This game really caters to me. Nice. Continuing with the previous example, if the inflation rate during that year was 4%, then the inflation adjusted return would be 24% of that return minus 4%, which is 20% return, inflation adjusted return. And also notice a little thing they threw in there was the 30% federal tax bracket. They didn't, ask anything about that. They didn't say anything about that. That has nothing to do with the return profiles, but they definitely put that in there for a reason. Now, if we take taxes into account, remembering that long-term capital gains and cash dividends received are taxed at a max 15% rate, unless a taxpayer earns over $400,000 per year for an individual or $450,000 per year for a couple, in which case the rate rises to 20%, then the after-tax rate of return would be a $2 dividend income multiplied by 100 minus 15% tax bracket, which is equal to $1.70 after tax, and the $2 capital gains. No, that's a 10. That's a typo. $10 capital gains multiplied by 100% minus 15% tax bracket. Yeah, it leaves itself to $8.50 after tax. Okay. Here we we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. What are you doing, kid? Oh. I love how chill these maps are. I really do. You're not feeling any strain, any stress. Total after-tax return. You get the $2 dividend income with the effect of the tax rate, which is $1.70, and then the $10 capital gain after the tax rate, $8.50. That's a total of what? $10.20? Yeah, $10.20 divided by the $50 cost per share for a 20.4% return. Total after-tax return. Finally, your current yield is your $2 annual dividend divided by the $60 market price, which is a 3.33% current yield. Got it. And that is it for this chapter, or that's it for this section, I should say. That was page what? 156 through 177 through 195. That was a lot of pages. All right, we did good. Next will be section 3, retirement plans. We'll start that at 165. So let's go to 165 and just set a bookmark there. All right, I'll play this last round and then I'm gonna go eat or do something. I'm gonna go touch grass. Let's see. All right, this final map better be a good one. Oh. I thought you couldn't go through it. Come on, go play. What's up, dude? Don't do that to me. I hate it when people do that to me. Come on. Yeah, that's what I thought. What the that gooey green is really throwing me off, man. Alright, here we go. Whoa! I can make it. We can do it if we do it together. Come on, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Easy. Alright, GG.